Hey guys, today's lesson is how to write a professional email. In other words, how to write a formal email. So without further ado, let me present my screen. How to write a professional email. What is a professional or formal email? A formal email is sent to, go back, a teacher, coach, boss, maybe your dentist, cell phone company. And a personal email is sent to your parents, maybe you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, friends, close family members. So the difference here is a formal email is sent to somebody that you have a business-like relationship with. So even though I'm your teacher and you might know me pretty well and feel comfortable with me, we still have a businessy relationship versus your relationship with a very close family member or a very close friend. So here's the differences between a professional email and a personal email. In a professional email, you always want to use a subject in the subject line. This is not where you write your whole email. It's a little short word or 2 or 3 words that sum up what your email is about. You use an intro or a greeting, which we'll talk about. State your purpose for writing, or maybe you have a question. Use correct conventions. This means you're using correct punctuation, like period, comma, things like that, and capital letters where we need them. You're going to use complete sentences, and you're going to have a complimentary close, which we will talk about. A personal email, maybe you're sending a quick email to your best friend, and you might not use capital letters. Maybe use a lot of exclamation points, or you have punctuation mistakes. It's just less formal. Okay, so start with a greeting. When you write a formal or professional email, you want to use a greeting such as dear or hello. And maybe you're not quite sure who you're writing to, but you are sending it to a company, so you say to whom it may concern. For today's purposes, we'll probably use dear or hello because you're going to end up writing an email to a teacher. So I have dear Mr. Garcia, comma, or hello, comma. All right, you're going to start with pleasantries. You don't want to just start asking a question right away. You want to be polite and well-mannered. So you might say something, and these are just suggestions like, I hope you are doing well, or how are you? Or thanks for helping me yesterday. It's a way to begin with a nice comment. Number 2, you want to have an intro question or a statement. So before you just ask your question, you might say, I have a question for you, or the reason I am writing today is because, or today in class you said, da, 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 or I'd like to tell you that. So it's a way to introduce your question or statement. Then you're going to request an action. This may be you need an answer to a question, or you have a request that you need an answer to. Some examples are, can you please meet me one-on-one? I turned in my late assignment. Or will you be available on Friday afternoon? These are just examples. All right, then you'll end your email with a closing. So you want to say something like, have a good day, sincerely, regards. You don't want to just put your name. If you're emailing your mom, you don't necessarily have to write sincerely and then your name. You can, but you don't have to. But when you're writing a professional or formal email, you must have a closing. Okay, let's do it. So we're going to use our checklist. Oh, go back. I need to escape from my present mode and go back. Okay, So we're going to do this together. So we always want to have a subject line. And for these purposes, you are going to just be writing it into a Google Doc before we email a teacher, which is going to be the assignment, which I'll talk more about. So my subject is going to be, so I'm going to write subject just so we can pretend it's an email. My subject is going to be request. This will tell your teacher that you have a request. Now I'm in the body of the email and I'm going to write, Dear Mrs. Wilson. This is my teacher, okay? Comma. Then I go to the next line and I might say, I hope you are doing well, period. That is so I have my subject, I have my intro and my greeting. Now I need to state my purpose or question. I was wondering if it is okay to have an extra day to complete Tuesday's assignment. I would really appreciate it. That extra line of I would really appreciate it is using manners and being polite, okay? So then you want to hit enter so that you're on a new line, and we need to use a complimentary close. Sincerely, comma, new line, Abigail. All right. So we're going to go through the checklist and make sure we've done everything. What's great about typing is that if you have a spelling mistake, it usually will underline it in red. So if I spell assignment wrong, it's going to give me this little red line. I'm going to click on that, right click on it. And right here I see, oh, that's how you spell assignment. So I'm going to click on that and change it. Okay. Now, next, it's your turn. So you are going to write or type an email to a teacher. And before we actually send it, we're going to be typing in a Google document. So here's your steps for your assignment. You're going to open a Google document. You're going to choose one of your teachers to email. So this could be any three of your teachers, or maybe another adult at school, or you can definitely choose me. Okay. So then you're going to think of something you want to ask, or something you want me to know, or something you want them to know. So you need to think of a legit question you have, or maybe something you want them to know about you. You're going to enter a subject, and then you're just going to start typing. You want to refer to our checklist so that you make sure you're, using all the right steps. Okay, you want to reread it, fix any errors, and then you're going to share it with me. I'm going to give you feedback so that we can make sure that it's a really good email before we actually copy and paste them into a real email and send to our teachers. So this is your assignment. Refer back to this list and refer back to the checklist. This checklist, okay? Share it with me when you're done and I will give you feedback.